Hello and thank you for making time for us this Friday, 12th July 2019. I trust you've had a marvelous week. Welcome to NTV Weekend Edition, live from the nation's center. But first, the headlines. Tonight, child abuser arrested and arraigned in America.
My office charged Gregory Dow of Lancaster County by federal indictment for sexually abusing young girls residing in an orphanage he operated in the Republic of Kenya.
Answered prayers for justice against the praying missionaries. Also tonight, government fires another salvo at betting and gambling.
People operating in a jurisdiction should show you alliances from the board. If they do not have alliances, they're actually engaged in crime.
Betting firms term the move as malicious. Plus,
Nikamuuliza Mungu, akaniambia sijaungua. Mama, sijaungua. Mimi kitu tu nilikuwa naona Bwana nimekuwa hivi.
One dead and tens of others treated as anthrax hits Kisumu. And shaking off the Tanga Kieleweke dust Shebesh style.
Ajaelewa, anajiita sijaeleweka.
And day Oscar Sudi's arrow smashed into a rock.
Na mimi nataka nikuambie wewe Mr. Kibijo na watu yako. Hiyo maneno mulipanga na mada mulipanga na mnajua mulisema nini?
We are really credited with some intelligence. We have some brains better than what we are hearing.
Brains versus brawn on Bullseye.
This is NTV Weekend Edition with Edmond Nyabola.
Welcome to the broadcast. Our sign language interpreter tonight is David Agondoa, and we ask for your company for the next 60 minutes. To our top story, and an American missionary accused of defiling Kenyan minors at a children's home in Bomet County for nearly a decade has been arrested and indicted in the United States. Gregory Dow is FBI field agents, in collaboration with officials at the U.S. Attorney's Office in Lancaster, arrested Gregory on Thursday. This was a result of investigations by the FBI alongside Kenyan authorities into allegations that Gregory and his wife, Mary Rose Dow, committed child rights violations in Kenya between 2008 and 2017 at the Dow family children's home in Boito, Bomet County.
My office charged Gregory Dow of Lancaster County by federal indictment for sexually abusing young girls residing in an orphanage he operated in the Republic of Kenya. Now, he was charged with 4 counts of violating a federal criminal statute, specifically 18 United States Code, Section 2423, which prohibits individuals from engaging in and attempting to engage in illicit sexual contact with a minor in foreign places.
The U.S. Attorney's Office now wants Gregory detained further pending charges in an American court.
He is currently in federal custody awaiting his initial appearance before a United States magistrate judge in Philadelphia. Now, early this morning, my office also filed a motion seeking the defendant's pretrial detention. If we prevail on that motion, the defendant will remain in custody until he stands trial on these charges.
His arrest marks the beginning of what could be a long journey to justice for the 83 children.
I just seem so terrible. I can't even forgive what he's done to us and everything.
What would you like to be done to him?
I just want him to face the government and the law so that he can know what he's supposed to do and what he's not supposed to do. I just want him to face the charges of what he has done against all of us.
Kenyan authorities have also been probing the alleged crimes with a view of filing for extradition of Gregory and his wife to face charges in Kenya. The remains of one of the 3 children who died under the care of the couple have been exhumed. James Kipkirui was hurriedly buried within the compound without a permit. It's still early days, but we certainly hope that that is the beginning of what will be justice for those 83 children. This story NTV covered exclusively, and you can go to our YouTube channel and you'll find the story there. Now to our next story. One person has died in Kisumu following an anthrax outbreak. 32-year-old father of two succumbed to the disease while receiving treatment at the Kisumu County Hospital, where at least 40 people have so far been treated. Oko Kusa has that report.
Kwa majina naitwa Christina Tieno.
Christine is the wife of Oscar Ondire, the man who died as a result of what medics at the Kisumu County Hospital believe is anthrax. Oscar slaughtered the cow suspected of carrying the deadly bacterial disease. His wife speaks of a severe skin ulceration that appeared on his left arm 2 days after he consumed the meat.
Nikamuuliza umeungua? Akaniambia sijaungua. Mama sijaungua. Ni ile kitu tu ulikuwa naona jana. Ndio imekuwa hivi. Nikamwambia na hii ni ngumu. Situende hata basi pale kwa chemist utibiwe.
Oscar passed on a few hours after he was admitted to the hospital. His death sparked off a flurry of activities. County disease surveillance officers were dispatched to the affected areas of Molem and Nyamasaria to pick villagers who consumed the killer meat. By this morning, authorities put the figure at 40, the people who are suspected of contracting the disease.
Lakini wengine wa 4 bado wanaendelea na matibabu na hali yao sio mbaya, wanaendelea sawa.
However, it is emerging that the number of those in danger could be way above the one reported.
Did your household consume it?
Personally, I did.
Have you gone for checkup?
Not yet, but I'm yet to.
But the revelation that the owner of the affected animal is yet to seek treatment despite exhibiting glaring symptoms is what is causing villagers here sleepless nights.
So we as residents also, we are appealing to our people to come out and seek medication.
At a nearby health facility, we found pupils of Nyalunya Primary School collecting antibiotics. 17 of them consumed the contaminated meat. While the authorities are calling on the residents who might have consumed or come into contact with the carcass of the affected cow, the residents, on the other hand, want the authorities to ensure that their livestock is vaccinated.
So we requested them to attend us fast because we have an emergency. Okay. And we are living with, we cannot chase our cows away.
At the Kisumu County Hospital, an isolation ward has been created for the anthrax cases. But even as authorities grappled with the situation, residents of Korando village, about 10 kilometers away from Molem, discovered a carcass of a cow in a thicket, triggering more fears. Oko Kusa, NTV.
Now, family has buried its baby who was allegedly among 10 others that died at the Kenyatta National Hospital owing to an infection. The baby, who died last Sunday after contracting a bacterial infection in the hospital's newborn unit, had been at the facility for 6 months after a referral from the Mama Lucy Kibaki Hospital. KNH management has denied the claims and has also submitted a report to the ministry, which is expected to issue a statement on the allegations. According to the hospital, it has launched an inquiry into the matter.
That article in the Nation seriously, and before we respond, we wanted to be able to get a full fact and understand fully the situation. So that is where we are at. We are in the process of just going through everything, just to be sure that we are able to respond and give the factual, the correct position.
Now, tonight, the government is once again training its weapons on gambling outlets operating without the requisite licenses. Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i has instructed the police to raid those gambling outlets and shut them down if found operating without valid licenses. The police have also been instructed to cut away machines and set them on fire. NTV's Ken Mijungu has that report.
Our responsibility is to ensure that we protect our people and ensure that they carry on with their activities.
A big announcement significantly made on a defining day for the police.
People operating in a jurisdiction should show you alliances from the board. If they do not have alliances, they're actually engaged in crime.
The latest move by the government to check the multi-billion shilling sector, whose players rack in hundreds of billions of shillings in annual revenue, but according to the government, remit significantly less to the taxman. Slot machine dens have mushroomed in almost all densely populated estates. Unfortunately, most operate without valid permits.
Get a hold of them and let them meet with the law so that we create an orderly environment, as it were.
This coming barely 36 hours before the expiry of a lifeline given to those holding money in their accounts with different betting firms. The deposits are to be withdrawn by end of day Saturday. 2 days ago, the government suspended the license of 27 betting companies for non-compliance and instructed mobile phone service providers to suspend the pay bill numbers and short codes. After days of not actioning that directive, Safaricom has finally complied. Bettors cannot deposit any monies but can still get their funds out at least until the deadline lapses. SportPesa, Betways and Bet-In have all protested this move. SportPesa has also faulted the government for the suspension. In its statement, the firm says it's extremely disappointed by the action of the Betting Control and Licensing Board, which it terms as malicious. It has carried on to send a text message through its shortcut platform to its subscribers saying it's disappointed by BCLB's illegal action to block payment codes despite a court order. SportPesa's other concern is that this action will drive the industry underground as well as have far-reaching repercussions on the social and economic agenda of the country. This is put against the flip side concern that betting has created a destructive culture among the youth, especially. It says it's challenging those actions and hopes to resolve the matter soon. Ken Mijungu, NTV.
Now, governors are upping the game when it comes to their push for a bigger slice of the national cake this financial year, ahead of the showdown next week between them and the members of parliament. Alex Mwangi now reports on their latest position, I should say, in seeking to have 327 billion shillings allocated to the counties as opposed to some 316 billion shillings that has been sanctioned by the National Assembly.
Members of the County Assembly,
governors are not mincing their words when it comes to their goal of having the 47 counties receive a higher allocation of the shareable revenue in the current financial year.
Kwa hivyo wale ambao wanakaa huko Nairobi, huko bungeni, na wanaanza kucheza karata na ugatuzi, wajue ya kwamba sisi magavana tuko tayari. Bado mapambano, na tutaanza mapambano.
tumesikizana on Monday, we are in Nairobi, governors wote, senators wote, MCAs wote, so that we can demonstrate to the national government, the president and deputy president, that devolution is here to stay.
The push and pull between the governors and senators on one side and the National Assembly and the executive on the other now threatens to tear the fabric of national unity.
Na ningependa kusihi National Assembly kwamba wasiwe ni watu ambao wataenda kwa historia kama bunge ambayo ilisababisha mgogoro wa ugawaji wa mali katika taifa la Kenya.
Mediation to resolve the impasse has failed, and now all indications are pointing to a titanic battle that is likely to play out along the corridors of justice in unprecedented fashion.
But they can justify 3.2 trillion budget. The only money that is visible, that is doing something, that you can go to 47 county governments, be able to see whether it is in healthcare sector, water, roads, agriculture, ni pesa ya ugatuzi peke yake.
The senior county officials spoke during the launch of the County Youth Service and Women Empowerment Scheme in Kakamega County.
Nyuma kabisa.
Alex Mwangi, NTV.
Nyakash Member of Parliament Joshua Owuor has been released on a 3 million shillings cash bail. He was charged with corruptly authorizing a 10 million shilling payment to a law firm of deceased lawyer Stephen Washira when he was Director of Legal Services in the Nairobi City Council. His case will be consolidated with the fraud case against former Nairobi Governor Evans Kidero. The Anti-Corruption Court ordered that he stays in the country until the case is mentioned on the 19th of July. And to a story about hope, the Machakos Level 5 Hospital has become the first county medical facility to conduct a successful brain surgery. This operation was done earlier today in collaboration with the Kenyatta National Hospital. Lead Surgeon Njiru Sam led several other neurosurgeons in carrying out the free-of-charge operation and successfully removed a brain tumor on 52-year-old Henry Mutinda. Mutinda had earlier been experiencing paralysis and dizzy spells before he was admitted to the hospital for the surgery. Mutinda's family could not hide their joy when the surgery ended, which breathed new life into their family member.
We have a very good ICU, we have a very good theater. We've not really been able to do complex neurosurgeries, but today, thank God, we are able to because everything finally came together.
Na nashukuru ataendelea na maisha yake sawa sawa. Daktari ametenda kazi yake na amefanya vizuri huku Machakos level 5. Kwa hivyo tunashukuru sana.
There is no division in cabinet, and actually the wonderful relations are akin to those of brothers and sisters. This is Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i's dismissal of claims that the country's top organ is divided. This is in spite of the open shows of disunity in the wider Jubilee Party, as Melita Olutingis now reports.
A congregation united in grief and celebration of life, and a congregation that was audience to concerns on allegations of divisions in cabinet. The said divisions being between the president's supporters pitted against the deputy president's allies. Interior CS Fred Matiang'i is among the ministers considered to be one of President Uhuru Kenyatta's right-hand men, and at the same time, a man in a battle of sorts with Deputy President William Ruto.
You may have heard some people who say that we don't work together, or we are not working together as a cabinet. Don't listen to anybody who has time to waste. We enjoy a wonderful relationship, and you can see we are truly brothers and sisters.
And despite the picture of harmony that CS Matiang'i sought to paint, some leaders from the Jubilee Party argue that the environment of mistrust and division within the ruling party's leadership is affecting service delivery.
Rais anapoleta ndugu zetu kutoka sehemu zingine tufanye kazi pamoja, sisi wale tulikuwa pamoja kwa Jubilee, tuonyeshe mfano mzuri yenye tunaonekana tunatembea safari moja.
For you to attack a government that you serve in media, what you're actually doing is undermining that government. You're trying to belittle the government. You're trying to make it lose public confidence. People who do that are people who are in opposition, who are trying to weaken a government so that they can take over from it.
The apparent cracks in cabinet were seen in instances such as when the president, through an executive order, made CS Matiang'i what has been referred to as a super minister, handing him work that was believed to be a preserve of the deputy presidents. And the narrative was carried on to the famed Lamada Hotel meetings, which allegedly were held to plan the DP's assassination. Transport CS James Macharia noted that the meeting's agenda was development in the region, and these will continue.
We will have this fellowship among ourselves. CS Matiang'i, CS Mushelo, and others, the PSs who are here. We do fellowship. Even now, after this, we shall share fellowship somewhere because of development.
Various leaders in Wananchi have asked the president to dissolve the cabinet following the DP Ruto assassination allegations. Melita Oletenges, NTV.
Now, it has been a week since some 17 robbery with violence suspects escaped from police custody, leading to a blame game between the prisons department and the police on who should be held responsible. Silas Apollo tells us about that and the blame game between the two entities.
7 days later, and only 2 of the 17 suspects said to have escaped the watchful eye of the police have since been arrested. And as their escape continues to cause panic among the public, a blame game has ensued between the police and the prisons department on who should take responsibility, a matter that has caused sharp division between the departments that fall under the Ministry of Interior. And now police spokesman Charles Owino says that it is the prisons department that should be held responsible.
An inquiry would definitely be opened to establish the facts and the circumstances. If they are found gullible for the escape of the prisoners, then the prison department would take disciplinary action in accordance to their standing orders.
The suspects are said to have escaped while the vehicle they were traveling in was stuck in traffic on its way to the industrial area prison. They are said to have broken the grille of the prison vehicle.
So far, 2 have been recaptured. They have been taken to court and they have been charged for escaping from unlawful custody.
The suspects are Sharif Hassan Juma, Davis Jonathan Kimani, Sebastian Mburu Kanyotu, Peter Gitao Masharia, Isaac Nganga Wainaina, Daniel Njuguna, Moses Njoroge, Andrew Kiiti Makau, and Julius Washira Wambui. Others include Robert Maziwa Mose, Joshua Michael Okundi, Alexander Muroithi Irungu, Samuel Chege Themba, Johnson Kamau Ndegwa, Samuel Ngugi Maina, Fernand Omondi Opio, and Josiah Mwangi Moirimu. And as blame is shifted between the two departments, the escaped prisoners remain at large, with the police seemingly having no concrete leads on their whereabouts. Silas Apollo, NTV.
Now, I know it's dinner time for some of you. In case you're having meat, this may make you a bit uncomfortable. Where did you buy it from? Supermarkets. On the display, does it look nice, fresh, juicy, and all its redness? Well, red alert. It may be chemicals which are used for processes such as bleaching textiles. On NTV Investigates this Sunday, Dennis Okari gets the filter off the meat. Let's get a gist of what the story is about.
I will not buy anything fresh from the supermarkets.
With the rising in population and demand, people want to make quick money.
Ni makosa sana kama manager hivi ya kujagundue mnatupa nyama mnaleta hasara.
This product is also used by pharmaceutical agencies. It's also used by textile industries. They bleach the clothes with it.
Unasema ni ngapi?
Dawa sinaweza tosha kilo.
So we bought the chemical.
It has a lot of implications.
Do watch out for that story this Sunday. We take our first short break on NTV Weekend Edition. It is actually 22 minutes past the hour, and don't worry, I will be back this time round. Stay with us.
Hey, mister. Where you going?
Men clean their cars themselves. I'll also clean my own bike. I'm grown up now.
Then you'll need this. The most pleasant surprise for a mother is to see her child growing up. But I know as he learns to take more responsibility, he'll face more dirt, germs, and the risk of illness.
That's why you need strong Dettol protection, because Dettol cleans and protects against 100 illness-causing germs.
Growing up needs Dettol protection.
Dettol up to 50% off at the Jumia Anniversary Sale.
It's all fun and games until you win 200,000 shillings with just 20 bob and you go super. Just go to paybill number 299555. Pick your 5 lucky numbers between 0 and 9, followed by
NTV
as your account number. Choose your bet amount between 20 shillings and 1,000 shillings.
Over 18s only. Gaming can be addictive. Play responsibly. This message has been approved by the BCLB.
Crazy without your friends. Drink Fanta. Taste fun.
Jumia Anniversary Sale is live now. Get a 32-inch smart TV at 13,999 and Huawei Wi-Fi Prime 32GB at only 9,999. Sherekea nasi till the 14th of July. Jumia, the online shop you can trust.
Fresh Fry Premium Cooking Oil now has a new look and an advanced spout and seal. Triple refined, zero cholesterol and natural vitamin E. Fresh Fry, always heart friendly. Now it's even more cooking friendly. Fresh Fry, the premium cooking oil for healthy living.
Are you investing in land,
Strategic land. Konza Greens is the only controlled residential development within Konza Techno City Buffer Zone, a gated community setup less than 2 kilometers from Konza SGR station and adjacent to the standard gauge railway. Get an eighth of an acre plot for only 490,000 Kenya shilling or an installment plan starting as little as 15,000 Kenya shilling per month. Take advantage of this grand opportunity by texting the word Konza to 22002. Secure your future today. Diamond Property Merchants, your home of strategic land investment.
Beat germs with Jik. Kills 99.9% of germs on your kitchen surfaces, sponges, chopping boards, sink and fridge, and your bathroom taps, shower head, basin and surfaces. Just Jik it. Look out for our new improved packaging in store. Just Jik it.
Jik up to 50% off at the Jumia anniversary sale.
Kumbe there was an Al-Shabaab at the roof now. He started shooting towards us. Sisi wote tukalala flat, then we started rolling.
Pretty much like a movie.
Yeah.
Mnakimbia, you're rolling, you're ducking bullets.
We are ducking bullets.
Alikuwa na AK-47 kwa mgongo. Piga goti akaangalia chini ya kitanda. Penye kwa sasa akapata mimi nimemwangalia.
Mliangalia macho kwa macho. What would you tell them?
Siwezi ongea na wao, siwezi waambia kitu basically. They are not human beings to me.
When it comes to pimple care, Acne's Creamy Wash contains multiple vitamins and removes excessive oil and dirt. Use Mentholatum Acne's for clear and smooth skin every day.
Welcome back to NTV Weekend Edition. Now, thousands of police officers are expected to be deployed to the volatile North Rift region to maintain peace and security. This follows a movement of 24,000 administration police officers into the Kenya Police Service. Leila Mohammed has that report.
A quarter guard in honor of the Cabinet Secretary for Interior and Coordination of National Government. For some of these officers, this would be the time the green uniform as they embrace the blue garb of the Kenya Police Service, which they join as part of police reforms. According to the ministry, most of the 24,000 officers will be deployed to the North Rift region, which has seen death and destruction at the hands of cattle rustlers.
We are on course to stamp out this madness about cattle rustling in this country once and for all. And that is why we are keen on disarming KPRs and NPRs.
Matiang'i has warned youth in the region who engage in animal theft and murder in the name of fulfilling cultural rites of marriage that this will no longer be tolerated. The National Police Service leadership says that there will be no vacuum as the anti-stock theft unit crosses over into the AP service, which will also oversee border control.
Our next move is identification and deployment of suitable ward police commanders, famously known as OCSs. This new team of ward commanders will be expected to implement our policy of making police station to be the center of policing services in the National Police Service.
The change in color from the greens to the blues should not be the only thing that determines change in the police force, according to CS Matiang'i. And now that it's going into a service, he believes that
it must also be change that the people of Kenya can experience, the change that the people of Kenya can feel in the manner in which we deliver services to our people.
In their new step, the police hope that with other reforms like integrating into the community, they will be able to win the trust that sometimes seems lost among Kenyans. Leila Mohammed, NTV.
Now, President Uhuru Kenyatta has once again called on government officials to quit politicking and focus on delivering on the promises. The head of state was in Nakuru County, where he attended the burial rites of lawyer Karanja Kabage. Bridget Singana has that report for us.
By mid-morning, the remains of the late Karanja Kabage had arrived at Mangu in Nakuru, his birthplace. President Uhuru Kenyatta and all political leaders somewhat united for a moment in mourning the loss of KK, as he was known to his peers and acquaintances. The head of state once again reminding those in government of their core priority.
Wacha tushike mstari wa kazi. Kwa sababu wakati wa siasa, jameni, utakuja. Na ukija, uwanja utakuwa wazi, au ni namna gani? Lakini wakati sasa ni wakati wa kazi na wa kuboresha maisha ya hawa ambao wako mbele yetu.
Deputy President William Ruto eulogized Kabage as a mentor who helped him navigate the world of insurance brokerage.
I can attest here that he was a man who worked hard, a man of integrity, and he mentored many. I am not surprised, the young man who spoke here. Like him, many of us grew under the tutelage of Karanja Kabage. I know many people don't have that history.
For Raila Odinga, Kabage was a patriot who strove to see Kenya develop with integrity.
He's really against the vice of corruption. And he said it is possible in this country to acquire wealth genuinely, cleanly, without resorting to corruption. And was against the entrepreneurs, those who are all the time running around with briefcases, looking for contracts.
Kabage has left behind a wife, 3 children, and grandchildren. The late Karanja Kabage has finally been laid to rest here in his Mango farm in Nakuru County. His funeral bringing together the leadership of this country who, in a united voice, praised his business acumen and his patriotism. Bridget Ngana, NTV, Nakuru County.
May his soul rest in peace. Nairobi's Industrial Court has allowed the Teachers Service Commission to transfer teachers, but strictly within the geographical areas they are elected to represent. Employment and Labor Relations Court Judge Bairam Ongaya ruled that teachers transfer undertaken by TSC will only involve members of the Kenya National Union of Teachers and not its officials. Ongaya also directed TSE to convene a validation meeting for finalizing the teachers' performance tools by December of 2019. Solaba is now a wanted man. Chief Magistrate Martha Mutuku has issued a warrant of arrest for Olaba after he failed to show up in court for judgment. Mahaga or Olaba, who is jointly charged with another rugby player, Frank Wanyama, are accused of intentionally and jointly raping a local singer on February 11th. And the murder trial of lawyer Willie Kimani could not proceed today after lawyer Cliff Ombeta, who appeared in court, informed the judge that he was still not feeling well. Ombeta refused to disclose the nature of the illness, insisting that he was not on trial and was being discriminated against because other counsels have never been asked to produce medical records. Now, detectives have arrested 12 women and a man in Mombasa for allegedly shooting pornographic films. Marceline Atieno, the woman behind the establishment of the online trade dubbed Chatbeat, believed to be partnering with an international media company called Multimedia LLC, was arrested in an apartment in Nyali's Simba Estate, shooting a film for the porn industry. The 13 were arraigned before Shanzu Senior Principal Magistrate Florence Masharia, who directed that they be detained for 5 more days to allow for further investigations. Let's now take another short break on NTV Weekend Edition. When we come back, Julian's Amboko has the business, and it's about a drink. Don't miss this.
Nation FM. More music and less talk. Nairobi 96.3, Mombasa 101.5, Meru 93.9, Nyeri 104.9, Eldoret 102.7, and Nakuru on 97.7. Follow us on social media on Facebook at Nation FM, Instagram at Nation FM, and on Twitter at Nation FM KE. Nation FM. More music and less talk.
Toto, where's mommy? Today's a toilet day. What? Oh.
Selena!
Toilet day?
Tomorrow we're hosting a party and it's a matter of my reputation.
It's a toilet, not a white shirt. Even if you spend your entire day cleaning with bleach and detergent, it still won't be party ready.
Impossible.
Challenge. Harpic 10X. Even if you use bleach and detergent 10 times, they won't give you the same sparkling clean toilet that Harpic 10X will give you.
Wow!
Harpic 10X. Harpic, Kenya's #1 toilet cleaner.
Harpic up to 30% off at the Jumia anniversary sale.
Why are so many children absent? Children have become weaker. Children have not become weaker. Infection-causing germs have become stronger, making infections more severe. New Lifebuoy with Active Natural protects from today's stronger germs.
Kujimoto hapo na kujipodopodo.
Dakika moja tu na wewe.
Mimi nakwambia hii date mimi nitakutangulia. Mimi niende nikule, wewe utaenda kule baadaye. Utapata nimelipa. Is the thought that counts.
I'm done.
Hiyo makeup naweza iongeza hivi kachumbari, kafirifiri, naweza ifanyia kakitu juu. Kidogo tu tumayo like. Tuone nikushuo naweza ongeza kaladha. Haka sasa ndio kachumbari.
Wow. Ulijulia wapi kufanya makeup?
Mambo ni YouTube.
Get 5 GB free YouTube when you buy the all-in-one monthly bundle. Dial *544# to choose your bundle. Mambo on YouTube.
John suffers from indigestion. His twin James suffers from heartburn. Sometimes it's the other way around or both. That's why they use Gaviscon Double Action. It soothes within 3 minutes and lasts up to 4 hours. For double relief from heartburn and indigestion, Gaviscon Double Action. If symptoms persist, seek medical advice.
They come from across the continent, East, West, North, and South Africa. This is the story of the Africa International University.
I'm from Ethiopia.
From Nigeria.
I'm from South Sudan. I'm from Kenya. From Liberia, West Africa.
Ours is an all-round approach to education, focusing on the spiritual, the intellectual, attitudes, and skills. Our students are all-rounded.
Hi, welcome to AIU.
For more information on our programs, log on to www.aiu.ac.ke. info@aiu.ac.ke.
Je, maumivu ya kichwa na kukosesha amani? Kaluma Strong hutuliza maumivu ya kichwa, maumivu ya mwili na hata huondoa joto jingi mwilini. Kaluma Strong ina aspirin kama kiungo. Maumivu yakizidi, muone daktari.
Let's get down to business. Welcome, I am Julian Amboko, and let's begin by tightening our belts. Now, you might need to readjust your entertainment budget this financial year because of the cost of your favorite local alcoholic drinks, cigarettes, and even refreshment drinks are set to rise as the Kenya Revenue Authority moves to effect a 5.15% annual inflation tax adjustment on excise duty charged on the products. The tax, levied on manufactured goods, will see a spike in the final prices paid by consumers amid a higher cost of living spurred by the rising cost of fuel and the staple food. Lillian Carrier with more on that story.
It's Friday, and as is the Kenyan culture, it's time to sit and sip on your favorite drink as you kickstart the weekend. But this might be the last time that you buy that drink at the same price as the taxman moves to increase excise duty that will see manufacturers increase the cost of their products. Manufacturers of beer, cider, or even fermented beverages with non-alcoholic content not exceeding 10% have been slapped with an excise duty increase from the current rate of 105 shillings and 20 cents per litre to 110 shillings and 62 cents per litre. Local beer manufacturers such as East African Breweries Limited, EABL, and Keroche Breweries will thus have to transfer the 5 shillings and 42 cents increase to consumers by increasing the cost of their products. Sipping on some locally produced wine will now cost you more, as manufacturers of fortified wines and other alcoholic beverages obtained by fermentations of fruits are hit with an excise duty increase of 8 shillings and 13 cents from 157 shillings and 80 cents per litre to 165 shillings and 93 cents per litre. Manufacturers of cigarettes with filters will pay an excise duty of 2,765 shillings and 45 cents per mil, up from 2,630 shillings per mil. Those that manufacture cigarettes without filters will pay an excise duty of 1,893 shillings per mil, up from 1,990 shillings and 49 cents per mil, which was previously levied. Well, if you're the kind that does not indulge in alcohol, the taxman is also coming for your coins. Non-alcoholic beverages such as sodas, bottled water and sparkling juices will attract an increase in excise duty of 27 cents per litre. If you lean on fruit juices or even vegetable juices, you've not escaped the taxman either. KRA has increased the excise duty by 54 cents from the current rate of 10 shillings and 50 cents per litre to 11 shillings and 4 cents per litre. Lilian Kiarie, NTV.
Interesting development there. And on to matters aviation, Kenya Airways and its subsidiary Jambojet have entered into a tripartite agreement with Flight Safety International, a deal that will see the New York-based firm provide a Dash 8 Q400 simulator to support the training of their cockpit crew and maintenance teams. The flight simulator will be housed at the Kenya Airways Pride Center and is expected to improve the training efficiency of pilots, especially by reducing the overall cost of training them. Kenya Airways is also looking to using the simulator as a new revenue-earning stream by selling training as a service to other carriers operating the Dash Q400. There are an estimated 100 Q400 aircrafts in Africa, served by only 3 simulators.
IATA is pointing out that in the next 10 to 15 years, there will be more than 50,000 new pilots required. So obviously a big portion of them will start with a turboprop aircraft, which is the Q400. So we hope that by bringing this, we're going to also not only create pilots for us, but also train pilots for other carriers and create more jobs. So a simulator is always is simulating the flight, but stimulating the jobs.
And on to matters monetary policy. Now, the country has about 2.5 months before the old generation 1,000 shilling note ceases being legal. The Central Bank of Kenya often speaks of demonetizing the note, an exercise that should see it mop up about 217 million pieces of the old generation note by the end of September. But do Kenyans really understand what demonetization is? We took to the streets, and this is what some of you thought.
This issue of demonetization, where the currency has been changed, because the president says that he is trying to fight corruption in this country. Because the problem that we are having in this country is that the circulation of funds, the circulation of money has not been there. Because some people have withheld the money.
I'm not aware. And it's like they needed to do it as quickly as possible because people do not understand what is happening.
Actually, I don't understand what demonetization is. I don't actually. I have no idea about demonetization. The citizens need to be informed about what this thing is all about.
Demonetization refers to the act of withdrawing the status of legal tender from a coin, a note, or any other medium of exchange. Legal tender refers to the medium of exchange or currency which is legally accepted in a given jurisdiction. For example, India undertook a demonetization exercise in November 2016, withdrawing sections of the currency from circulation. Demonetization is often cited as a means to fight money laundering and illicit financial flows, since it requires that persons returning the notes being demonetized account for their source. Through its demonetization exercise, the Central Bank of Kenya is looking to withdraw a little over 217 million pieces of the old generation 1,000 shillings note from circulation by the start of October this year, as the state steps up the fight against corruption and money laundering. Kenyans are expected to exchange their old generation 1,000 shillings note for the new generation ones at the nearest bank branches, while those holding in excess of 5 million shillings in 1,000 shillings notes are required to visit the Central Bank of Kenya to obtain their new generation equivalent. And hopefully we all have a better understanding of demonetization at this point. Elsewhere, over 3,000 youth and women graduated today in Kakamega County after completing a county-sponsored training program dubbed Kazi Mashinani. The graduates are now expected to work under the program over the next 2 years, as the county says Kazi Mashinani will reduce the rate of unemployment in Kakamega County.
It was an event filled with color at the Buhongo Stadium in the heart of Kakamega town. The traditional dancers didn't come to play, as they shook their bodies to the rhythms of Isukuti, the Luya traditional dance. This was a ceremony to celebrate 3,000 young men and women who had successfully completed a 6-month training, learning income-generating and nation-building skills. This is part of the Kazi Mashinani program by the county government of Kakamega to reduce the levels of unemployment in the county by equipping the youth with skills.
Umaskini unaletwa kwa sababu watu wetu wengi hawana ajira.
Governors Ali Roba of Mandera, Wycliffe Wangamati from Bungoma, Kisumu's Peter Anyang' Nyong'o, Mwangi Wairia of Mranga, and Paul Chepkwony of Kericho were among the invited guests.
Hasa madhumuni ya ugatuzi katika nchi hii umeweza kudhihirisha wazi hapa. What we have seen here shows a level of organization that most of us as governors wenye tumekuja we want replicate.
Wameenda training kwa sababu tunataka wawe na discipline, kwa sababu watakuwa wanafanya kazi na wananchi kule mashinani.
Today's graduates will now work under the program over the next 2 years. Zakis Masame, NTV, Kakamega.
Now, when was the last time you heard about pollination? Now, Kenya incurs losses of at least 69 billion shillings annually in agricultural productivity due to insufficient pollination of crops. This, scientists say, poses a major threat to the country's food security because without pollination, agricultural productivity will continue to decline. And as Zainab Wandati reports on this week's Food Friday, this pollination crisis is largely the farmers' fault.
Pollination is one of those natural processes that hardly anyone pays attention to, probably because it is barely noticeable, and what we end up seeing are the results of the pollination. For this reason, scientists say that farmers assume that pollination will happen regardless of the conditions under which a crop is grown. This assumption is causing many farmers to engage in practices that hinder pollination, something that scientists warn is likely to send the country deeper into food insecurity.
The companies that are buying sunflower seeds from farmers, they say our sunflower has no enough oil. When we did analysis of pollinated and non-pollinated sunflower, we realized that there is very high increase in oil content of flowers or sunflowers that have been visited by bees.
The use of pesticides is usually detrimental to bees, and one can reduce the use of conventional chemical pesticides and switch to use biopesticides if they're available.
Pest control is now slowly turning into the greatest threat to pollinators, honeybees especially. These bees are responsible for at least 80% of all pollination.
And if bees would disappear, we would lose all those crops that are dependent on pollination. Those 75%, which includes quite a lot of cash crops, like coffee and cotton.
This threat to bees is the reason a bee health lab was established in Kenya in 2014 to look into the factors affecting bees and the impact that has on food and honey production.
There are 3 different shades of honey. There's this shade, and this shade.
Yeah.
3 different shades. What is the difference between the 3 of them?
The color of the honey is depends on the plants where the bees have collected the nectar.
Greenhouse farming has become very popular among horticulture farmers because the system is built to keep out all kinds of insects out of that greenhouse, thereby keeping the environment within the structure itself very carefully controlled. But now one of the concerns that is coming up is that as you keep out these insects, you're keeping away pollinators as well. Now one of the research that is happening here at ISIPE is to ensure how do you introduce pollinators into this greenhouse farming system, and one way through which they're doing that is by introducing beehives into these greenhouses.
But you can also enrich the environment and try to promote the pollinators in the surrounding by promoting structures where they can build their nests and where they can find also food.
The Kenya Agricultural Livestock Research Organization is running a similar pollinator project with farmers across the country, intended to sensitize the farmers to allow insect pollinators access to the flowers in order to increase food production through pollination.
We had to control the spraying in our chambers. Time factor. Not in the mornings or in the midday when the bees are very busy in our chambers.
For ISIPE, most of the research being done is still in the early stages, but the scientists are teaching the farmers to incorporate stingless beekeeping alongside crops, as well as plant flowers around the crops to attract pollinators. Zainab Wandati, NTV, for Food Friday.
And that report by Zainab winds up the business bulletin tonight and this week. Coming up is Bullseye.
The Aerial Assurance Challenge.
Asante sana. Sasa, ni nini kingine ambacho unaweza kumfanyia msichana wetu?
Kila kitu. Hata kufua nguo na aerial mpya.
Basi, tuonyeshe.
Hey, sasa fanya haya madoa yawe sugu zaidi. Sasa tufue kwa kutumia sabuni yako na kutumia aerial mpya. Aerial sasa inapatikana kwenye pakiti mpya. Unaniamini sasa? Aerial huondoa madoa sugu kwa mwosho mmoja tu.
You in the pollution? Yes, you. Dry throat? Strepsils. Gal in the smoke with a raspy voice? Strepsils. Hello, in the downpour with a scratchy throat? Take Strepsils. Get soothing relief for any throat irritation. Strepsils with its medicinal ingredients will heal the harm down to your throat from external factors. Strepsils. Strepsils for a dry, itchy, raspy, scratchy throat.
Join Telkom today and share life on our expanded 4G network. Telkom, moving with you.
Melissa? Mom, it's Dad's birthday today. I'm giving him a party just like he gives me.
Nothing makes a mother more proud than seeing her child growing up. But I know that as she learns to care for others, she'll face even more germs and the risk of illnesses.
That's why you need strong Dettol protection. Just 1 cup of Dettol protects your home and family from up to 100 illness-causing germs.
Growing up needs Dettol protection.
Dettol up to 50% off at the Jumia anniversary sale.
When we talk about medication management, it's more than just the prescription refills you get. More than the lab services we offer, including the doctors on call just for you.
Good Life. We're all about you.
Making
Giving my family some nutritious porridge is a painstaking process. First, I have to find all the ingredients needed, and there are many. For vitamins, proteins, and minerals, I need cassava, sorghum, millet. You no longer need to go through all that to make nutritious porridge. All you need is NutriPro.
You don't have to go through the trouble of finding, measuring, and weighing all these vital ingredients. New NutriPro porridge flour comes fortified with 13 vitamins, proteins, and minerals. This means that you have more time to focus on what's important, giving your family the healthy start they deserve. NutriPro, bringing families together. From Tropical Brand.
Who wants to answer? Mary?
Mary has a toothache.
Oh, I see. And who knows why?
Because the tooth is too big.
No, it might be a hole in her tooth called a cavity.
That's why I brush twice a day using Colgate. Imagine this is your tooth and these are food acids that cause cavities. Colgate with calcium and fluoride helps prevent cavities
for maximum cavity protection. And now available in a 12-gram sachet for fresh breath. Only 15 shillings.
Welcome back. Now, things are not always what they seem, and this is being proven right day and night in the Kenyan society. Amid a consuming desire to stay ahead, unorthodox is no longer considered negative, and contradiction is the norm rather than the exception. While some found themselves in a maze of a maze, there were also amazing artistic displays on offer, as Emmanuel Juma now reports on Bullseye.
Because I'm feeling dizzy. I wanna dance with you. I started dancing to Nyabola in 1944. Tell me, but I know your coach. We're doing those old lingalas.
It is Shebesh and her bestie.
Let me show you.
She belongs to Embrace, and boy, she is embracing many things. On the stage, it is bongo, and that's when she's feeling pure as in white, but baada ya kazi, as they say.
This one goes out.
Lost the plot.
I know. It's supposed to be posh. Hey.
She never loses the plot, this girl. And here was another man you may have thought had lost it. The head and the plot as well. He is an Ingo man. Not this one, Francis. Not Patrick Chikuku.
You will not imagine that he has any business to do, because he has one or two pieces in the market, which you can assume like he's a madman, you know.
Wow. And by simply playing mad, it has been Christmas every day for Chikuku.
They were able to recover from him 275,150 shillings.
Look at him now. A neater looking Chikuku, but without the money. He fooled them all. Amazing.
We cannot politicize the issue of maize forever. We can't.
But there is also something amazing about maize. First, the tongue twister from one to Imur.
There's enough maize in the country to last us up to end of July.
That's good news.
We are now thinking about importing maize.
No to Imur, no.
And we are going to import about 12.5 million bags.
No, Amahalanganga Wekesa was listening.
We need about 2 million bags.
It is the maize. Kiunjuri, what's going on?
I want to ask you a simple question, now that you're also asking me questions. Are you buying the unga the same way you used to buy 2-3 months ago? The answer is no. So if you want to get answers and headlines, you still get them.
By the way, do you see Tuimur behind the CS? He doesn't look particularly confident, does he? It's just one of the battles Kiunjuri is fighting. It was the battle of Kiunjuri and Ngunjiri. These are the Kieleweke and Tangatanga times, and they are scary. It is a land of so many battles.
Na mimi nataka nikuambie wewe Mr. Kibijo na watu yako. Hiyo maneno mlipanga la mada mulipanga
na mnajua mulisema nini, na tuko na clips. Tutapambana na nyinyi mpaka mjue deputy president sio deputy president wa Rachel.
But PS, did you hear what Sudi just said?
We are really credited with some intelligence. That we have some brains better than what we are hearing.
Tupatie PS na CS ambao tuko nao mlima ambao walipanga hiyo maneno.
Surely Bwana Kibicho, this one must have something she can count on.
I would be very reserved in responding to useless and baseless allegations.
And he needed freedom, even though some had argued it has been freedom all along, within and without. The judge let Itumbi go. In Kikuyu, they would have said, Judge Nairekia Itumbi, which could also mean the judge had laid an egg. And just as well, since the matter has left egg on the face of many.
Mwenye anapiga kelele ati ajaelewa, anajiita sijaeleweka na sijaelewa. Hawa ni watu karibu 5-6, sisi tunawaeleza.
And that too is politics.
Ni hawa raia. Ukikosa kusema 2022 leo na kesho kutwa unakwenda nyumbani. So utuzamee, hata ukipata rais mwambie atuzamee.
Wakupayuka wapayuke.
Supposed to be pushed. Hey.
Emmanuel Juma, Bullseye, NTV.
As you dance to that Bullseye tune, I want to give you a quick update about our top story today. Gregory Dow was arrested by U.S. authorities. He's currently before a judge in an American court in the U.S. Of course, after being arrested on Thursday, he's to be charged with several counts of defilement of minors at an orphanage here in Kenya between 2008 and 2017. We will keep you updated on that story. Let's take a break for sports.
Musikizeni civil servants, if you need a loan, call Mwananchi Credit today. Utapatiwa loan within 6 hours.
Do not get stuck when you can get quick approvals within 6 hours. Mwananchi Credit, investor in people.
Children bring joy to our lives, but they grow up so fast. Soon it's time for college, and by that time, college fees can be a huge expense. For as little as 3,500 Kenya shillings, Educare combines life insurance with savings for college. Download the SE mobile app, open an account and start saving now. Be life ready.
Melissa?
Mom, it's Dad's birthday today. I'm giving him a party just like he gives me.
Nothing makes a mother more proud than seeing her child growing up. But I know that as she learns to care for others, she'll face even more germs and the risk of illnesses.
That's why you need strong Dettol protection. Just 1 cup of Dettol protects your home and family from up to 100 illness-causing germs.
Growing up needs Dettol protection.
Dettol up to 50% off at the Jumia anniversary sale.
Tumekimbia duku tumesika kwa followers wengi. Unataka twende tu wewe?
Ati nasikia baba amekulike.
Wewe unajua governor. Tupatie namba.
Ati unajuana na Chachi.
Si hata nyinyi Obama anaweza walai. 2022 sisi mami. Wacha chocho. Mzai, pia wewe unaweza ongea na governor. Chachi ile yako hapa hata nyinyi mnaweza mulai. Facebook Katoko ni free na Safaricom. Una dial *544*33# na unaingia. Fantastic. Enjoy Facebook Katoko for free on Kenya's best 4G network. 33#. Governor.
Kumbe there was an Al-Shabaab at the roof now. He started shooting towards us.
sisi wote tukalala flat, then we started rolling.
Pretty much like a movie.
Yeah.
Mko mnakimbia, you're rolling, you're ducking bullets.
We are ducking bullets.
Alikuwa na AK47 akapiga mgongo, piga goti, akaangalia chini ya kitanda. Penye kwa sasa akapata mimi nimemwangalia.
Mliangalia macho kwa macho. What would you tell them?
Siwezi ongea na wao, siwezi waambia kitu basically. They are not human beings.
When it comes to pimple care, Acne's Creamy Wash contains multiple vitamins and removes excessive oil and dirt. Use Mentholatum Acne's for clear and smooth skin every day.
Let's have a look at the day's sports news. Welcome, my name is Brian Otwal. The 7th edition of the National Police Service Athletics Championships was a star-studded affair with world champions Geoffrey Kamworor and Beatrice Chepkoech showing their pedigree. Ida Waringa was at the Kasarani Stadium and brings us the day's highlights.
2015 10,000 meters world silver medalist Geoffrey Kamworor reclaimed his National Police Athletics Championships title by cruising to victory in a time of 27 minutes 50.65 seconds. Last year's winner Josphat Bet was second, with Joseph Kitum third. Barely 24 hours after scooping silver in the women's 400 meters hurdles and retaining her steeplechase title, 3,000 meters steeplechase world record holder Beatrice Chepkoech won the 1,500 meters, clocking 4 minutes 7.82 seconds ahead of Mary Kuria and Winfred Mbithe. In the women's 5,000 meters, 2015 world champion Hyvin Kiyeng won in a time of 15 minutes 34.04 seconds, with Jacqueline Cherotich second and Margaret Wamboi third.
It was not easy because I was running with 5,000 people, but I thank God because I win. This is just like endurance for me.
2015 javelin world champion Julius Yego clinched victory with an 81.86 meters throw ahead of his younger brother Kiprono Yego, who was second, with Methusela Kiprop third. In the sprints, Eunice Kadogo reclaimed her women's 100 meters title from Maximila Imali in 11.69 seconds, while Peter Mwai won the men's race in a time of 10.69 seconds.
Focus next shifts to the Kenya Prisons Championships before the National Championships come World Championships qualifiers slated for August 15th through to 17th. For NTV, I'm Ida Waringa.
The national volleyball team, the Malkia Strikers, will face Senegal in the semi-finals of the African Nations Championships on Saturday after topping Pool B with a dramatic win against Cameroon in their final pool tie. The Malkia Strikers came back from 2 sets down to win a 5-set thriller, 3 sets to 2 of 18-25, 16-25, 27-25, 29-27 and 15-12 against defending champions Cameroon. Cameroon, who finished second in the pool, will face hosts Egypt in the other last 4 encounter, with a slot in Sunday's final at stake for the winners. It was a sweet revenge for the Malkia Strikers under FIVB seconded tactician Shailin Ramdu after losing in straight sets to Cameroon in the last edition in 2017 final. In other results, Senegal beat Morocco 3-0 in Pool A, while Algeria saw off Botswana 3-1 in Group B's other clash. And Liverpool FC fans in Kenya from the Coast region are still celebrating their team's UEFA Champions League win. The Coast-based Liverpool fans bought a cake and a trophy resembling the Champions League one as they celebrated at Likoni in Mombasa County. On June 1st, Liverpool beat Tottenham 2-0 at the Wanda Metropolitano Stadium in Madrid, Spain, to lift the title for a record 6th time in their history. Mo Salah and Divock Origi scored for Jurgen Klopp's side. Origi's son to Kenyan legend Michael Okoth has signed a long-term contract at Anfield.
Niko ndani ya Liverpool sasa zaidi ya miaka ya 40 over 40 years. Sio kwa sababu imeshinda ndio nasema niko Liverpool. Zaidi ya miaka 40. Nataka kusema kitu kimoja. Hii ni timu ya zamani sana. Lakini kwa sababu ya ushirikiano bado timu iko very strong.
And the transfer market is ongoing locally and abroad, with teams working to beef up squads ahead of the new season next month. Barcelona have signed French World Cup winner Antoine Griezmann from Atletico Madrid for 120 million euros on a 5-year deal after paying his release clause. The France striker scored 133 goals in all competitions for Atletico, and his signing adds further football.
It is a chance to enjoy Kenyan football.
Crunch time for the Kenya Sevens rugby team. Why Formula 1?
I'm interested in cars.
The speeds that those cars attain is crazy. But I'm supposed to be a fan.
Asante sana Kigogo. Karibu, sijapata vizuri sana. Lugha gani hiyo ya Kimayai? But good to see you there.
I realized that I had a problem when I began to attempt suicide.
How was that taken?
Kutolewa mashetani.
She used to cut her arms. I just saw the scars later. It is basically just a coping mechanism.
Sina hopes sasa za kupata transplant.
Without dialysis, a patient who has...
South Africa last month, the 22-year-old has stood out for Bandari in the last 2 seasons, where they achieved consecutive second-place finishes in the league. And former England international Peter Crouch has announced his retirement from football. The striker, who returned to the English Premier League with Burnley last season, scored over 100 top-flight goals across stints with Liverpool, Tottenham and Stoke City, among many others, as well as netting 22 times for his country. At 6'6", Crouch was one of the tallest footballers to play in the EPL. And Tunisia reached their first Africa Cup of Nations semi-final since 2004 as they ended Madagascar's fairy tale run with a 3-0 victory. The Carthage Eagles, who will face Senegal in Sunday's last fall tie, led through Ferjani Sassi's deflected shot from the edge of the box. Yusuf Mark Mskani
failure will die. So dialysis is life-saving.
Never ask a couple why you don't have a child. You never know.
You are a victim of being in a relationship with somebody who did not disclose their status.
It happened that I was in Crossroad.
When you talk about treating infertility, the insurance companies will knock you out.
They get used to the needles, they get used to the doctor. You know, I have children walking into my office and the first thing they do is come and hug me.
Defending champion Novak Djokovic held off a spirited challenge from Spanish outsider Roberto Bautista Agut to triumph in 4 sets and advance to Sunday's Wimbledon final against either Roger Federer or Rafa Nadal. Remarkably, the 6-2, 4-6...
Nilikuwa nalalia hii. Alikuwa tu boy wa mtaa, anaanga nguo.
Umeoa mbele yangu. Lazima ungojea hiyo maneno.
And my sister, I think she's too mature for him. The first time yangu kana demo kona ball kwa nyumba. Amejaa tu huko juu ya kufura.
Craving mtoto amepatianga craving za kidheri. People call us baby mamas, of which sipendi hiyo jina.
Babe, please just sit down and talk tafadhali. Babe, stop walking out on me.
Nilikuwa nataka tuende mtoni, tukachote maji.
Sana ni hapa tu.
Surprise yangu na surprise na nyumba. Mimi nilidhani atalia wiki moja, si alilia siku moja tu na hiyo mambo ikaisha. Leo kama jana wanakucheka eti wewe fukara.
Seeing other people accomplish great things.
Everyone keeps telling me you're
Nadal, Rafa Nadal. And Monaco is going on. That is the Monaco Diamond League, the 9th leg of the IAAF Diamond League going on right now. And an update, Timothy Cheruiyot has won the 50th.
so courageous.
Overcome even greater adversity.
I remember every single moment when I saw her suffering, and I just knew I'm losing my mom.
And hearing their inspirational stories.
If that child cannot talk, if he cannot hear, appreciate that gift.
Gives us hope.
Life will throw so much at you, but just be adaptable.
Crime's the power. Crime is not cool.
Come take this journey with us every Saturday on Unscripted from 8 p.m. only.
Kadenge, we talk much more football, Africa Cup of Nations going on, and Malkia Strikers have their own Africa Cup of Nations going on in the same city of Cairo, Egypt. A lot more on that tomorrow from 2 to 4 p.m. right here on NTV. Catch that. But for now, have a lovely night. My name is Brian Otual.
Thank you, Brian Otwal, for the sports. That's all we had for you on NTV Weekend Edition this Friday. And we have to bring it to a close because the trend is about to start with Amina Abdi Rabar. Stay with us.
This is NTV.
Bringing families together from tropical brands.